do my 3-point entry. Grab 3 points of the entry in the cab, come in the cab. Make sure that my seat is well adjusted and my mirror is well adjusted to my liking. Okay? This one's going good. Alright, first thing I want to talk about is my seat belt. I want to make sure my seat belt is not cut, not frayed, not damaged, not torn, and it goes into the lock position. First thing I want to perform is a safe start. I want to make sure I'm in neutral. My brakes are applied. Okay, see that? I'm going to push in the clutch and perform a safe start. I'm going to turn the key on. I'm going to let it power up, let the power fan over, and then I'm going to start the engine. Okay, I'm going to release the clutch. The first thing I want to talk about is my oil temperature. My oil temperature gauge is rising 3 to 5 seconds to normal. My water temperature gauge is rising to normal. This is my primary pressure gauge. This is my secondary air pressure gauge. They're both rising to the right. I have a voltmeter that's between 12 and 14, and it's at 14. My first test I'm going to perform for you is my governor cutout. The parameters for governor cutout, it should cut out no more than 130 psi. How do I know that it's cut out? When my primary needle has stopped moving to the right. I'm going to raise it to 1,000 RPM to speed up the process. Okay, my primary needle has stopped moving to the right, and it's cut out at, that line right there is 125, so that would say that's 123, right? 123 psi, right there. Yeah. 123 psi is a good test. My next test I'm going to perform for you is my governor cut in. The parameters for governor cut in, it should cut in no less than 100 psi. No less than 100. All we're looking at is the primary needle right here. So it should cut in no less than 100 psi. Alright, my governor is cut in at 110 psi. How do I know this? Is because my needle has started moving to the right. My third test I'm going to perform for you is my low alarm test. Parameters for low alarm is between 55 and 75 psi. What's going to happen? I'm going to fan my brakes down until I achieve a visual and an audible alarm indicating low alarm. Again, parameters between 55 and 75. Alright, that line right there is 75. So I achieved low alarm at 75 psi. That is a good test for this combination vehicle. My next test I'm performing for you is called the applied leakage test. The parameters for applied leakage test, I should not lose more than 4 psi in 1 minute. In order for me to perform this test, I need to achieve governor cutout. So I'm going to raise the RPM to 1,000 RPMs to speed the process. Hear that? Okay, that's indication that right there is a spit valve. But if you don't call it out, that doesn't say that it's governor cut out. You just wait till you hear that and just wait for a few seconds, because it spit out air, so it's gonna drop a little bit of air, right? Okay, so I achieved governor cut out. Now I can perform my applied leakage test. First thing I'm gonna do is push in the clutch. I'm gonna put it in low gear. Then I'm gonna shut off the engine. Release the clutch. I'm going to release my trailer air, and then release my parking air and let it settle. Okay, I'm going to apply pressure to my service brake. I'm at 80 psi. I should not lose more than 4 psi in 1 minute. My minute starts now. So I'm looking at my watch. 58, 59, 60. Okay, it's been 1 minute and I'm still at 80 psi. That is a good test for this combination vehicle. My last test I'm performing for you is called spring pop test. Spring pop parameters is between 20 and 45 psi. What's going to happen? I'm going to fan my service brakes down. My trailer will pop first before my parking, or they may pop out at the same time. Never my parking before the trailer. All right? Parameters between 20 and 45 psi. So I'm watching these valves. Okay, they both popped out. I don't like it when it does that. We gotta get that fixed. But it popped out at 25 psi. All right, they both popped out, and that is a good test for this combination vehicle. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform another safe start, clutch in, put it in neutral, come up to another governor cutout so I can perform a tug test for you. So I'll turn on the ignition, let it fan, power up, and turn the ignition key. Alright, as soon as that low alarm goes away, I'm going to complete my in-cab inspection for you.
Check engine.
Those engine lights come on like that, it means the exhaust needs to get regened. You know, there's a filter that goes into the exhaust system. It gets so clogged up with the black soot that it needs to get heated up to remove all that soot, clear it up. And sometimes we just go until it can't go no more. Okay, my whole alarm is off. I'm gonna complete my in-cab inspection for you. First thing I want to talk about is my windshield. Windshield is not cracked, not broken, and it's relatively clean. The rubber seal around the windshield is probably secure, soft and pliable, and it's not leaking. Next is my windshield wipers. My windshield wipers rubbers are soft and pliable, it's flat against the windshield. This is how I turn my windshield wipers on. This is how I turn them off. I have washer fluid. This is how I turn and wash my windows. If I have washer fluid, that's how I turn it off. Alright? So my headlights. Lights, low beams right here is on. My high beams. Low beams, high beams on. Left turn signal, right turn signal, four-way flashers. My steering wheel is a 20-inch steering wheel. Should have no more than 10 inches of play or 2 inches. 10% play or 2 inches of play. Alright? This is my city horn, my country horn. Alright? Coming over here to my mirrors, want to make sure my mirrors is not clean, not broken, and they're well adjusted to my liking. My window rolls up and rolls down, and it's clean, not cracked, not broken. Same as my passenger window. Want to make sure all my toggle switches and my gauges are all properly secured, not cracked, not broken, and they're clean. Last thing I'm going to talk about in my pre-in-cab inspection is my emergency kit back there. There's a red box back there. It has 3 red triangles. Red in color, not cracked, not broken, and clean. I also have fuses and circuit breakers in that box just in case I need to replace it in the tractor. And also, I have a fire extinguisher right here. It's properly secured, properly mounted and secured. It's ABC rated, up to date, and fully charged. ABC rated, up to date, fully charged. Now that completes my in-cab inspection. Now I'll perform a tug test for you. So I have Chief Governor cutout. I can perform a tug test for you. First thing I want to do is push in my clutch, put it in first gear. We're going to tug on the trailer, so I'm going to push in the parking brake, and we're going to tug on the trailer. Just tug on a little bit. That's all. Okay, that's good. Next, I'm going to set my parking brake, release the trailer brake, release the clutch real slow, tug on the parking brake. That's all you need right here. Okay, now I'm going to test my service brake, push on the service brake, release the parking brake and trailer brake, hold the service brake, test the tug on the service brake. Alright, it's good. Now my last test I'm performing for you is called a 5-mile-an-hour roll test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the truck forward for 5 miles an hour. I'm going to not touch the steering wheel. I'm going to see if it pulls to the left or the right, indicating a flat tire or a bad tire, a broken leaf spring, or a load shift. Okay? Alright, in the neutral, so my brakes. So my steering wheel did not pull to the left or right, indicating a bad tire, bad leaf spring, or a load shift. That completes my in-cab, my brake test, and my tug test. And I'm just waiting for further instructions. You guys complete that, you're going to get off the curb. So you guys are going to do the pre-trip, and you're going to come in here and do the in-cab just like I just did. That's going to get you off the curb, right? Then after that, you get off the curb, you're going to drive, be 50% of your drive test, be to the skill site. You're going to do your skills, and then you're going to drive back to DMV on your other 50% of your drive test, and then you'll be done. Yeah. So you see, the in-cab, when I'm talking about my windshield, my mirrors, and all that, that's all part of the pre-trip. Right? The brake test is a whole different deal. You got 5 brake tests. You got the governor cutout. Parameter is no more than 130 psi. Governor cut in, no less than 100 psi. Low alarm is between 55 and 75 psi. Applied leakage test, you're not going to lose more than 4 psi in 1 minute. And then the spring pop is between 20 and 45 psi. Those 5 brake tests, you gotta make it perfect. You gotta get it dead on, and you gotta read your gauges. All we're looking at is our primary gauge right here. All right. Don't expect you guys to learn that today, but maybe in 2 weeks. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this truck until it just turns off. We're gonna do straight line backs. All right, straight line backs.